Hey guys, it's Bounty here. What's going on? Now, I'm not sure if this should be a Legion loadout video or whether it should be a Hemlock loadout video, but either way, we're going to take a look at both the Titan and the gun. Let me know what you guys think, because this, I wouldn't say it's a ridiculous gameplay, but it's quite a consistent loadout, and this gameplay here will show you guys how it goes with the Hemlock, which is a burst rifle, so it's in the assault rifle category. We're also running arc grenade and cloak, which are my number one go-tos. Both of those are just amazing. Getting a few crouch shots in there, farming up the grunts. And in addition to this, we have the magnetic grenade launcher for taking down Titans. So it's something new I've been trying, and it does have quite a lot of damage. It's also good against pilots and things like that, so it's quite a universal weapon. And I'd recommend you try it out at least once, because often it can get forgotten with the Thunderbolt being so gnarly and so OP, and also the charge rifle. Because it's the first thing you unlock, you tend to just choose that and then not really change the anti-Titan weapon. And I noticed that myself when using the Thunderbolt. I never changed it up, and the magnetic grenade launcher is actually really powerful, so I'd recommend you try that. We're going on a little feed here, just working towards the first Titan. The Hemlock, it doesn't really gel with my playstyle, and it's not because it's not really the gun, it's more the fire rate. Just the burst action does take a while to get used to, especially if you're coming from the R2901 or you're coming from some type of automatic weapon. So you can see there I'm sort of, tapping as fast as possible and not taking my time. Almost freaking out and holding down the mouse button or holding down the trigger for you guys on consoles, waiting for it to shoot. So this was quite a nasty feed here. You can't actually shoot through that glass, and that really frustrated me because that's the whole reason I died there. I thought I would have had that pilot, but it turns out the little glass underneath the handrail, there were bullet holes, but the bullets didn't actually go through and didn't hit the pilot, even though my reticle was on him. So I guess you do learn something new every day about the maps on Titanfall 2, and that's great because, I've played quite a lot and still learning new things, still learning out, new tactics and what you can shoot through, what you can't shoot through. So we'll get some revenge nonetheless, jumping in Legion. He's my number one Titan at the moment. Everything's going well. The only thing I don't like, and the only thing that sort of goes against my gameplay style, is the fact that you can't, you can put the strafe boost on him, but he's quite a slow moving unit. He's just one of the heavy tanks that sits there, rains down lots of damage, lots of bullets, and takes an age and a half to reload. And using his Q, or his secondary, it's like a shotgun type burst of bullets, and that's really effective and really damaging against enemies. So as you can see there, we're just mowing down the enemy pilots. It's absolutely crazy. We've got nuclear ejection, so I'm going to see if I can get a bit closer, and unfortunately not today. But we're starting out not too bad, first on the scoreboard. That's where we want to be. As with all loadout videos, we're aiming for the top 3. And this one here, we're running amp weapons. I don't think I've gone through a full recap yet, so we'll do that now. So we've got the Hemlock, we've got a scope on there, the medium range scope, as you can see. And we've also got the, oh, there's a pilot up there. We've also got the extended ammo. Otherwise you've got to reload too often with this weapon. And then we've got a nice little skin on the gun, we've got a skin on the pilot. We're running Legion. Legion's just stock standard, even though I've got a lot of unlocks for him. They don't really do anything additional. I think he's sweet, just stock standard as you get him, straight out the box. So with Legion I haven't changed anything, and he's still crazy overpowered, my go-to. Everything's sweet. We've got the magnetic grenade launcher there with fast reload. Otherwise it takes 3 days just to put a new clip in there. So we'll rain down some damage on this Titan, see if we can escape his wrath, and unfortunately not. Tone's really good, as I've mentioned I believe in previous videos. He's really good at picking out pilots and the splash damage on the 40mm is really beneficial. So I mean, I'm not too surprised that we died hiding underneath there, and it's a bit cheeky trying to shoot down Tone when you're a pilot, because he can easily take you out, unless you're in a really close-knit map and you're hiding around corners and popping out windows all the time. So we'll see if we can make it over to our Titan, see how things are going. There we are with the Hemlock. Now for the Hemlock, you can shoot without aiming down the scope. There's a little dot, as you can see as I run around, there's a little guide there to show you where to shoot, but I don't really have too much luck with that. It might be good for the initial shot and then you bring up the scope and finish off the pilot, but besides that it's not too reliable. As with other automatic guns, you know, it's a lot more reliable to shoot not down the scope in certain circumstances. But definitely with a Hemlock, you're going to be quite reliant on using the scope, just so you can really zoom in, see what's going on, and use those burst shots to take down pilots, or Titans, or Grunts, or Stalkers, or anything like that. For the Smart Core on Legion, it's crazy, because as you can see here, it's automatic aiming, unlimited ammo, and there's even a kill counter, which sort of shows you how powerful it is. But because he lacks in movement speed, as you can see here, I'm struggling to keep up with the enemies, and they'll just see, hey, you know, Legion's using his core, let's all run away, let's all run around the corner, and then I'm stuck there with a really powerful core ability, getting no kills and not able to do anything. So that's just something to bear in mind. Make sure you don't get too excited like I do, and just wait a little bit before you activate that, so you're in the right place at the right time. Let's just kill this pilot. There we are. So a couple of, see, it's very very risky not aiming with the scope, so that's quite a good demonstration of the Hemlock's ability without aiming down the sight. The first sight you get is rubbish, so if you haven't used this gun before, don't be put off by the first sight you get, and make it your goal to unlock one of the more advanced reticles first, similar to the one I'm using here. I believe that's the first one you unlock, because the original iron sight is a really small circle with a dot and you can't see anything. And when I first used the Hemlock, I was using that scope and aiming down the side and honestly just getting no kills, getting nowhere, and it just wasn't gelling too well. But as soon as these attachments made their way onto the gun, when the gun reached a specific level to unlock them, everything just started working a lot better. As you can see here, you know, we're in first place at the moment. I'd say it's probably about 50-50, the Titan kills and the pilot kills. But I mean, the rampages we go on are just unnatural at the moment. You know, we're punching pilots out the way, we've got one on our back, not even worried about him, we're just going to keep walking through, see what ridiculous damage we can do. We're in the lead by roughly 100 points, so everything's going to plan. And this was my first Hemlock game in quite a while, so I'm glad that I was sort of put off, as I said earlier, using the iron sights. So I'm glad that I gave it another shot with a custom HCOG sight, because it does play a lot better. It really, really does. And we'll see if we can just take this Titan down, get a few more kills before the finish, try and get the final kill. It's something I've been, I mean, it's a bit silly, but if you're winning and it's getting near 500, I've been trying to get the final kill. It's just a little bit more satisfying when you punch someone out the air, or you shoot someone and then it says victory. You know, it's almost like the final kill cam in Call of Duty, except there's no actual cam showing you that it's the final kill, but you know yourself when it's the final kill. There we are, just got the core offline, used it all up, chucked some more ammo in this massive gun, and see who else is out there that needs to be killed. So we're at 495, there we go, victory, pilot kill, dominating, that's how we want to go. It wasn't the last one, it was the second to last I believe, but it was still pretty sweet. So now they've got to escape in the ship, and this is a perfect time if you have your core or your ultimate. It's a perfect time to use it, because as all the pilots run for the ship, you can just sit there and smile, you don't even need to aim, and you will kill all of them straight away, which is pretty sweet. So we'll see if we can build that up now on this Titan. You can see the core time down the bottom, it grows real quickly when using Legion, and we're at 69, not sure if we can make it, but it would be cool if we could. But regardless, we've still got to kill the ship. Here's some Titans here, they're really going to help us out. Core is online, health's running low, what are we going to do? Activate core, let's go, 4 kills on the radar already. We're nuclear ejecting shortly, get that guy out of the sky, turn around, see who's there, get a few more kills, and finish up on the escape ship if anyone's there escaping. And he just missed out, that guy jumped off the map. Entire team wiped, and we'll do the nuclear ejection just to celebrate. There we go guys, 152 on the scoreboard, 19 kills, 1 Titan kill, we won't discuss that in great detail, 32 minion kills, and we'll head over to the screen here where we collect our merits. So we'll get the Hemlock there, 2 levels, that is ridiculous. Try this loadout guys, let me know what you think, and thanks very much for tuning in, peace.